Hey everyone, welcome to the Marvel Heroes 2015 live stream. I'm Ryan Collins.
I'm Michael May, also known as Michael Mayhem.
We have not done one of these in a while, and we are super excited about this one. This is we're going to show off our 50th playable character today.
50. We finally made it.
50. That's such a ridiculous number.
And it's such an important, such a great one to do.
I'm so excited.
On number 50. I've been waiting for him for so long.
Yeah, he is so much fun. He's super over the top though in all the right ways. So we are going to show off War Machine today. So you may know him from such features as Iron Man and Avengers: Age of Ultron, of course.
Of course.
Where he wrecked a lot of sweet sentries.
And I believe all 3 Iron Man films. Was he in 3? I can't remember.
Yeah,
well,
he's in,
okay.
Well,
a little bit. Oh,
yeah,
that's what
he's
Patriot.
Yeah, he's in it.
Should
And
adjust the
he's
camera a
not
little bit?
as War Machine. Yeah, you can if you want.
tweak.
You can tweak anything you want. So he's not. He is not as War Machine in Iron Man 3. That is the confusion.
Yeah.
He's the Iron Patriot, which is something that we definitely are going to be. We like a lot. Anyway, so let's get into it. So let's start talking about it. So, as you guys know, we release a character very often.
Every month.
About every month now. And we finally hit, since the launch in 2013, we've hit 50.
50
So we launched
characters.
with 22?
23, I thought.
In that realm,
somewhere on
the
that.
realm of early 20, or low 20s. And we've done a lot. And it's awesome.
Sometimes we did, I think, more than one a month.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple
December of last year, we did 3.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then April was a double release with Taskmaster as well.
Last year. That was Taskmaster and
now, yeah, that sounds right.
I think so.
Maybe.
I can't remember.
But now we're on 50. It's War Machine. He has some awesome mechanics. He has all the guns, all the weapons.
So many guns.
So many weapons.
So many guns.
Look at just the model alone. He's a walking platform of guns.
At one point during pre-iteration, he had more guns on his shoulders.
Yes.
And I was like, we have to tone this down.
He had one too many guns.
it was a little over the top, and everybody was like, yeah. He seems like he's got too many. But he's even got more guns you can't even see right here.
Yeah, he has more weaponry that pops out of his suit and compressed back in. He's got chainsaws, which is like my favorite thing ever. I love the chainsaws. I like
the blades. I like that we gave players a choice with this melee, because that is rather divisive. It's like, so in the comics he's had both chainsaws on his arms, which is more closer to what you might expect from a theatrical War Machine. Just because it's more realistic.
Right.
And you have energy blades, which are like full-on like cyborg awesomeness.
Right, which are mostly, which are only in the comics.
Right, of course. Yeah, so far.
I'd love to see them in the films. That'd be awesome. That'd be great.
Like full-on, Wolverine lightsaber hands.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we did both, actually. So you have melee options for both. Tons and tons of weapons. We're going to show them off. There's going to be a trailer going up tomorrow that you guys can check out. There's the chainsaws. He pops them. I like how he pops them out. He's like, "What you got?" And there's actually a machine gun that they're mounted on as well.
Yeah, the chainsaw and the machine gun are one device. It's really kind of amazing.
So, what do you want to talk about War Machine?
So first, I want to talk about his...
I want to give credit to... I wanted to give a shout-out to our #1 War Machine fan in the building.
Oh, that's got to be Ascos?
Yeah, it's Ascos,
yeah,
yes. So a lot of this is based on his ideas and stuff, and you and the design team, we all work with him to kind of form War Machine as he wanted, as he saw him.
As always, this is always a big collaboration project.
Of course.
These heroes are, but definitely Ascos helped out in the initial creation.
I wanted to give him full props because it was his it's his baby. War Machine is his baby. I think he wants to have a stream this weekend. Yeah. He gave full on medal.
So I want to talk a little bit about what differentiates War Machine from Iron Man right off the bat, because that's something that early on a lot of people were talking about, like, how we've already got a guy in a suit with weapons. How are you going to make him different?
I blame Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for that. Where War
was
Machine
just the skin.
is exactly Iron Man, but with missiles instead of lasers.
Yep. So at first glance, you'll see War Machine does have suit power like Iron Man does, but that's pretty much where the similarities end, right there. Is that obviously they should have the same resource because they're still the base.
They're powered by a Stark Tech
Powered by the same suit. I will note that it may not make the launch of War Machine, but that bar right there is going to be colored red, like the rest of his stuff is.
We got Lord approval today.
Yes, which was by you, the fans. You asked for that on Test Center. We're giving it to you.
Somebody just asked, will suit power be colored red?
There it is. Yes.
The answer is yes. It will be.
His secondary resource is heat. War Machine's armor heats up as he uses all of his guns and his flamethrowers and other mechanics, and he builds up this heat bar.
Right.
And when it reaches full, he overheats, which locks out all of his gun powers and makes his melee attacks really, really strong. Like his lasers will start heating up, his chainsaws will go like a bright orange.
You gotta get in and go hybrid.
And all the damage is there. And he has many mechanics that revolve around this. So you can either use a power later on called Spitfire to instantly expend all of your heat into one super big blast, which is awesome for ranged characters. Or you can use, I believe it's called Shock Trooper.
Yeah, Shock Trooper. That's awesome. I love that.
Which instantly fills you overheat. So melee guys, if they want that extra boost and they're way down on the bar, they can just use that to get up there immediately.
So let's jump into some showing off powers and gameplay. Let's build him up real quick and then jump into Midtown after showing off some cool powers.
I don't think we can do Midtown, unfortunately.
Oh, we don't have items.
We don't have any items. So that
that's fine. Let's just show them off.
We'll just show off some powers. So we'll start off with, I believe, his first chainsaw basic attack. He's slicing and dicing. Slicing and dicing. He's got some stuff. Similarly, his suit power expender, laser blade strike. Slicing up with that.
And then he shoots him too.
He does
he does a little repulsor blast.
He gets a shot off in there.
Yeah, that's cool. I think that's definitely more his style, right? Like, we're just like Iron Man. Like, I feel Iron Man is kind of that way too. I don't know if he does currently, but it's same with Cyclops. When Cyclops gets in there melee, he's probably gonna square a blast on your face.
Yeah, I remember Iron Man's is one of my favorites. He climbs up like over the top of the guy and then shoots off.
He goes
and then jet punches back in.
Yeah. And he jet punches back.
You'll notice neither of these two powers are generating heat because they're melee attacks.
Of course.
So in order to generate heat from melee, if you're just strictly going melee and you don't have access to the Shock Trooper yet, you have the Flamethrower, which generates more heat more rapidly than any other power in his kit. Because obviously,
where that is.
Yeah. And he's quickly building that heat bar up, and boom, we've overheated. You can see Shock Trooper.
I just heard a sound, too. I think we added a sound.
Yep, I think so.
I think so. I know that our audio director was working on that.
So the electric fields that you were seeing is part of the Shock Trooper mechanic. While he's overheated, he's going to be constantly shooting off these electric pulses.
Nice.
Whenever he hits a guy in melee.
Is that passive or is that activated?
That is passive all the time while he's overheated. So I'll show that one more time. We'll focus on it a little bit more.
I like how he just one-hands it. I don't know. He's so...
So every time I'm striking in melee, it's like a 1.5 second cooldown on the effect, so it's pretty frequent.
So it's putting off. You can see the arcing energy coming off of it.
It's a PBAOE pulse, and then it also fires off little beams of electricity at nearby additional targets. So it's quite potent for melee.
Yeah, so it gives you a little bit of extra area clear just while you're mixing it up on the boss.
And if you don't want a flamethrower, you can instantly use Shock Trooper to go into overheat state with a huge pulse of electricity.
Oh, so you can kind of... So does that bring you all the way to overheated?
That brings you all the way to overheated, and it can be used while you're overheated.
So you're overloading all your systems, basically.
Right. And you can use it to extend the bar. If you overheat, have your bar tick down, and then when you're close to the bottom, EMP again, you'll go right back to full.
So a melee build would want that because it's going to allow them to either heat up instantly or to jump back into being heated up if they're already there.
Correct. It also locks out your gun powers for a little while, which generally doesn't matter because you're overheated.
Gun powers being any power that fires a gun, period? Any machine power? Machine guns. So the wrist-mounted ones. That's an important distinction.
It's an EMP. His targeting computers get a little haywire.
Right. He's not going to be as accurate, so why fire rounds off? He can't see as well.
So he also has a couple of melee cooldowns that are important for melee builds. Call out to... Iron Man's, I believe, is Death from Above. We have Rough Landing. I love that his is a little bit more, rough is a good word for it, in the animation, just, boom.
He's just crashing down. He's still awesome, still got a 3-point landing.
And then my personal favorite, Chainsaw Impale, where he is just going to rip out the chainsaws.
And just
slice and dice in there.
Get in there.
That's a really powerful 4-hit melee cooldown, so it deals massive damage against a single target.
So basically you want to overheat and then get in there and put those red hot chainsaws right into them and just cut them through them like butter. But not kill them, only defeat.
His in-combat dash, his laser cutter, also gets damage bonus when overheated. And he just kind of dashes around slicing guys up.
It's pretty slick, too. I know we definitely made a bunch of changes on it. Does he alternate, too, arms?
He does. He'll switch left and right.
Cool. That's pretty cool.
So let's talk about some range powers.
I like a good snappy dash.
Yes. It took us a little while to get there, too.
I know it had some interesting... Because he animates a lot, too. It's a little different compared to a lot of our dashes.
Indeed, yes.
I like that one is called Spitfire. I didn't name this one, so I can't take my own credit. I like that it's Spitfire, but it's 2 words. Somebody was like...
Spitfire?
Yeah, it's not Spitfire, because that's like somebody being a Spitfire. He's spitting fire.
It's fitting.
Fun.
All right, so let's take a look at some of his guns, because this is what I know a lot of people know War Machine for.
He's got a lot.
I have to give a shout out to our VFX artists who made a new way of showing bullets in a manner that makes it looks like there's just endless amounts of bullets coming off of him.
I wonder why that is.
It's insane. So first is a limited war, which is like a burst fire from each machine gun. I love the targeting systems that show up on his head.
Yeah, you zoom in on that. You can see he's got VFX just kind of showing you what he's up to, which also shows why when you blast the EMP that you can't use these powers is because he doesn't have any of that.
It's gone.
It's gone. He turned off. I mean, he would not be susceptible to his own EMP. Totally, because that would shut down his armor.
Yeah, it only lasts for 5 seconds.
Right.
It just needs a reboot.
It's like, hey, I just did something really dangerous that isn't part of the system.
Yes.
I think it's pretty clear that shock trooper is not how the suit was designed to work.
If he had a Jarvis in his head, he probably would have told him, please don't do that.
Yes, you're about to basically shut me off. Stop it.
Yep.
What are you doing? You just blew up your own suit.
So that's
But War Machine doesn't care.
I believe level 1 basic tech for ranged builds.
Just cracking out some bullets.
And then there's my favorite spirit spender in the entire game, I think, which is Total War.
We have Limited War.
Limited War and Total War. Total War is the spender. And not only does it fire bullets, this was a change in Test Center based on community feedback. We added missiles, so it fires bullets and missiles.
That's recent. That just went in yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, I think it was yesterday. And this is what it looks like. So his missile pod on the upper left, on the right shoulder.
Right shoulder. Turn around.
Is firing missiles every second or so, and then he's just constantly firing a barrage of bullets at the target.
Unloading.
Like compared to any other person who has like a rapid fire type power, there's just way more bullets in there than we've ever seen before. There's like
I love how the reticles are spinning with the chain guns firing as you're going presumably through your drum.
Yeah, it's just
your box of ammo.
Let's take a look at some of his cooldowns that he brings to the table. First one's the plasma cannon, one of my favorites. The plasma cannon actually, I believe, on this costume that pops up.
It might be on the other one, but you can check.
So we should have a plasma cannon that pops up over the shoulder.
Well, let's put the other costume
there it is.
on. Boom! See, it pops up
from the other shoulder.
So it pops up out from behind him and fires a nice plasma blast.
Do that one more time, we can see it.
Oh yeah, this costume has the big missile pod.
Yeah.
So that's why we weren't sure.
Yep.
So you can leave a nice hot spot of death. Does that have any special magical effects?
It does.
He's got a lot of like secondary.
The next mechanic, because heat wasn't enough. We have another mechanic to talk about. The plasma cannon brings in a short duration buff that affects all of his machine gun powers by giving them an enhanced ammo effect. So if we check out the tooltip here, plasma cannon has an enhanced ammo. It loads plasma rounds, which increases machine gun damage for a short duration.
Right.
And it also affects the visuals of those powers. So if I use plasma cannon,
so your flow kind of affected.
And then use Total War.
Oh, so he's actually shooting plasma rounds.
Yep.
That is ridiculous. I like how you can see the missiles fire. That's so cool.
And then now he's back to normal because they fell off.
They ran out.
They ran out. Okay, I missed a power. Yeah, maybe I didn't. There it is, suppressing fire. So this is his spammable area clear, sweeping missiles and sweeping guns and missiles.
Oh, so missiles are in there now too. That's also based on community feedback.
Correct.
War Machine needs more missiles.
More missiles.
We agree.
This power, just like all other the enhanced ammo powers, fires the the different ammo types as you use them.
So you can always load those like LMGs with different ammo types. So there's more different ammo types?
There are a total of 3. We'll get to the next.
Let's get there.
The next one. Next power is a little bit of a shout out to Iron Man's signature. Only this is how War Machine would do it. He looks at that and goes, "Yeah, that's a decent move, but I don't do lasers. Sorry." So this is his version of that.
Nice.
Fires a quick burst.
Sweeps the entire. Sweeps the room.
I believe it's called clear the room.
Clear the room. Yep. There you go.
And this one loads.
This is a breach and clear basically.
Yep.
He gets in the room and just clears everything.
Yep. Anti-tank rounds is the name of this one. So this one loads a critical chance buff into the machine guns for a short duration. I believe
so do they have different visual as well?
Also have these bright yellow.
Oh, okay. So they're exploding. They're like wow, and they're putting off a lot more smoke out of the rounds. So they're heavier rounds.
They're much heavier rounds.
Nice. So now you're firing like 30mm rounds, like big boy.
Right. So the next power I want to get to, it's going to require me to get overheated. So I'm going to try to spam all my powers. Spam, keep spamming, keep firing, keep firing. There it is. So at over 50% heat, you can use the Spitfire power.
Spit
fire, which absorbs all of the
keep your heat up.
All the heat up from his body into one huge blast, so it resets his heat. It deals bonus damage. No, we moved that to something else. It loads thermite rounds.
Because you're basically expelling it into a big shot of thermite.
Right.
And so all of your rounds are also you're also loading those rounds.
So here's what that one looks like. I'm going to overheat myself. Overheated. Go!
Nice.
Huge burst.
So just a big thermite shot.
I messed that up. So now I've got plasma rounds instead. I was going to show that.
Get that heat back up.
I got to get it.
Well, if you have a flamethrower equipped, you can get it.
The cooldowns generate it pretty quick as well. So here we go. Thermite.
And nice! He's got thermite rounds.
Now we got the red rounds.
They're putting off a lot of heat.
Yep, and they light people on fire as well.
Oh, cool. So they have a dot.
Yep.
So he's got like a lot of extra interplay just in his powers.
Tons of mechanics, tons of interplay, and we haven't even gotten to like the piece de resistance of War Machine that took so much time to build.
Oh yeah,
we haven't even got there yet.
He has a pretty nifty little feature.
So we haven't really seen much action out of this weapon here yet.
Right.
And that is Fire When Ready, which is a toggle that just automatically has that thing fired.
So it just constantly is just taking out targets for you.
Yep.
So when you're moving through Midtown, it's going to be taking out moloids.
Yes.
And this is obviously you have no points in anything, so it's not the damage is not correct.
Right, of course.
You have no items.
I have rank 1, no items.
Rank 1. But the idea is that it's basically like it's always doing work for you. So show off like while you're fighting, that thing is also firing, correct?
Yes.
So that is when it looks awesome.
It's got my back.
You're doing something and it's doing something else, because that is, I feel like, such a cornerstone of how War Machine fights.
Right.
It's like he's never fighting in one direction. He's fighting in 20 directions.
Yes, all directions at once.
Like missiles are gonna go, and he's gonna fire. I think you can even customize how the what the turret does, correct?
Right. So 2 things to note. One, we are working on a little bit of enhancement to this based on feedback. We want to lengthen the bursts, so it's more machine gun-like and not doing like a 3-round burst at targets.
Right.
So that'll be a little.
So it'll hold on a target longer.
Right. That'll be either a week after post-launch or a launch feature. So it'll look a little bit differently than what we see right now. And the second thing, as Ryan mentioned, is it does have a set of specializations. So you can customize your autogun to be kind of suit your needs however you want it. So the first one's Cool Under Pressure, where it doesn't generate heat, it doesn't cost suit power to fire, because right now it's
so it's actually generating heat right now.
It's generating a little bit of heat, and it's costing me a little bit of suit power every time I fire it.
Right, of course, because it's doing damage. So. But this makes it
completely free, and Shock Trooper, which normally disables machine gun powers, won't disable the autogun. It's always on.
Okay.
There's nothing you have to worry about. This is kind of the click this and forget it. Your autogun is always going to do its thing. It's going to do its own thing. You can also add homing missiles to it. So I'm going to go ahead and show that in a moment. And then it also has a specialty ammo loader as its third specialization. If you choose this, when you activate plasma rounds, anti-tank rounds, and thermite rounds, then your autogun will also get that ammo.
Oh, so it'll fire thermite.
And it'll start firing those too.
From the autogun.
Yep. I do love the Superior Firepower one myself, because it adds missiles from the missile launcher.
So those will also just randomly fire targets?
Yep. So now I have missiles and autogun firing at all times.
Nice. So it's even more so. That to me is my War Machine.
Yep.
Like, although everything is always firing in some way, and I'm controlling his hands basically, and the suit is doing a lot of work for me.
Yep. And the little targeting reticle on each of these dummies that you see is telling us where the autogun's firing. So it's constantly
so it
showing
targets, you. It actually targets.
Yep. It's showing you where it's going to go.
Nice. That's a slick trick. I feel like the targeting reticles are kind of a new thing that are really working out for him. It started with Star-Lord. Of doing those kind of in-game,
and his element gun,
like
he had
HUD elements for the characters that they would have.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Like he would definitely see some kind of projection there.
Right.
It'd probably be only visible to him, but still.
In game terms, it's still in game. In the sense of the game, it makes a lot of sense. So I do have to ask: can you fire the autogun when you're flying?
You cannot fire the autogun while flying.
That would have been so ridiculous.
Unless someone changed it.
It does.
It totally does.
So you can fly around and shoot everything. I know what I'm going to play in Midtown just for fun, just for lulz.
Can you imagine a pre-made a guild of War Machine? There's just the flight patrol just flying in unison.
Air Force War Machine.
Yeah, Air Force War Machine. Yeah.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
So he's got a few other powers in his war gear tree, including more specializations. This is the first character we've done that has 2 sets of specializations, and we wanted to present them in 2 very different ways. The first set is only for the autogun. It does nothing else to his builds, doesn't change any other powers.
Right.
It's strictly, how do you want this power to work?
Right.
If you want it to work differently, that's great. It doesn't affect your build at all. The other one is more traditional with what we've done in the past,
right.
which is a more build-defining decision.
More build-defining, exactly.
Purple-Hearted is a very tanky build, but doesn't give any offensive benefits like his other 2 do. So if you want to trade offense for defense, you can definitely do that with Purple-Hearted.
Sounds fun.
Stealth Fighter is kind of like a hybrid build, where when he's overheated, the melee damage bonus is going to increase quite a bit. And when he ends his overheat state, his machine gun powers get a lot better. So it's very
versatile.
Very versatile, very
behind
hybrid.
Enemy lines kind of
right.
style.
And it also gives some stealth to his active over here, which is a play on Iron Man's Arc Reactor Overload, which is a medium cooldown, big spirit regen mechanic, and also I believe it's his cleanse. Yes.
Yeah, so it's his cleanse. Yeah, that makes sense.
And each one of these 3
so
specs...
that allows you to stealth in addition.
Correct.
So you're actually so you stealth in and just destroy everything in melee and range. Makes sense. It makes sense.
Also, this specialization can be used in pure melee and pure range builds because the additional melee bonus will overheat is great for them.
It still works no matter what.
Yeah,
it's still giving you that bonus no matter what. And stealth is never a bad thing.
Right. Very specifically for War Machine, we wanted to go in a different direction than having a specialization that was a melee build and one that was a range build and one that was a hybrid build. We wanted to make that decision more open-ended. Player decides which one of those they want to do, and there's different ways to do it.
Well, his gameplay elements already lend to you making that choice.
Exactly.
Like they offer all of those choices as different viable options. Like a hybrid build makes perfect sense because of the way heat works. But also, if you want to just play melee, there's also a lot of options there.
Right, you can stay overheated for a lot longer in case of war build, for example. This is just his final specialization where his heat generators deal more damage and they generate heat a lot faster. So you want to get there as high as you can. And then also gives Spitfire a bonus damage per heat that is consumed above half. So you want to get that bar as high as you can.
As far as you can.
And do a huge Spitfire and then keep that loop going.
Right.
And again, that can be used both for melee or ranged because they want to stay in overheat mode longer. The melee builds do. So Built for War grants a guaranteed crit to either Spitfire or Shock Trooper. And Shock Trooper, as we know, is a huge melee cooldown. It'll sync up well with the cooldown of that. I think essentially this spec makes Shock Trooper always crit because the cooldowns are synced to where every time Shock Trooper is about to be up, you can use that effect. So it is very
So you're basically... what I really like is the crit. The guaranteed crit.
Exactly. The guaranteed crit is amazing. Especially with Spitfire gaining the bonus damage, it just feels so good to get that bar full, get overheated, and then hit the huge instant crit Spitfire. Let's talk about his last 2 powers first before we go into the signature. Oh man, I can't believe we haven't gotten to the signature yet. It's so much stuff with War Machine. I love it. He has a utility power strictly for crowd control called Less Than Lethal, which is a confuse.
So he shoots at like a flashbang or something.
Flashbang and a tear gas, which is kind of going to cause enemies to not know who the
super
right
CC
target.
double-sided grenade.
Yeah. And lastly, we have this beauty, the Hammer of War.
Of course.
Very inspired by
a certain
scene
warhead
from Iron Man films.
This one actually works, though.
This one does work. What do you know?
So therefore, it is definitely not the other.
So we'll see it fire out of his... I'm going to go in a better light.
So this big attack is not a signature.
This is not a signature.
It is big, fat,
huge missile, and it's going to come out of a very small compartment out of his, I believe it's his shoulder.
Pew, pew. Oh, I like the little light. Oh, nice. I like the little light, the little indicator. Like, hey, bad stuff's coming out.
Yep. And then, lastly, his signature, the Army of One. This is one of the most crazy things we've ever done. I love it so much. Army of One is where War Machine says, I need to take out an entire battalion of people, and I'm going to turn on every single weapon that I have. flamethrower, machine gun, auto gun, missiles, plasma cannon, flamethrower. Did I say flamethrower?
You said flamethrower 4 times. No, I'm just kidding. This was the power that when I was looking at his paper design for the first time, I was like, does he have that? Like, does he just go all out?
And
like, oh, yeah,
what,
he has that.
What else can War Machine do for his signature? Like, that is his signature thing, is to just say, I need to fire all these things now.
Any bullet? You got some bullets? You got anything? What do you got? Fire it all. Please fire it all. Okay. I don't even know how he fires all the things at once. It seems dangerous.
He fires it like this.
So missiles going off, flamethrower going off, machine guns going off.
Yeah, that's machine guns, missiles, the shoulder rockets, the flamethrower.
And then of course you didn't even have the toggle on, so that's obviously going to be firing.
Of course, that's
as you're doing it too.
This thing goes on by itself.
So it just gives you a nice little chance to just blow up everything in your way, and then you could also do that. And
you should start that. You start with the nuke. I'm gonna do that one more time.
You just want to light everyone up. I love all the rounds going out. There's so many different kinds of rounds in there.
And that lasts for 4 seconds max channel time.
Okay, so do you channel it yourself? Do you get, or
it's a one button press. You get it for 4 seconds.
Fire and forget.
And it's invulnerable while you're doing it.
You can fire it, take a drink.
Yep. Take a break. So.
Yeah, you get to still aim it, of course.
Oh yeah.
So it's not fully fire and forget.
So the last thing I believe is Mr. War Machine's ultimate power.
Of course. How could we forget?
Before I do that, I just want to do that one more time. Yeah. I just love this power so much.
I feel like it gets more ridiculous every time you use it somehow.
Yeah, because you're
like
not
more bullets or something.
You're able to like look for more stuff in there.
There's more stuff going in there.
Okay, so War Machine's ultimate is Sidekick, and this is a play on Iron Man 2's quote that he does to War Machine of, I believe the quote is, "I could use a sidekick right now."
Right.
And they're like cross talking on how to defeat Whiplash.
It even says, "Show Iron Man who's
really the sidekick." Because now it's the other way around.
Yeah,
now War Machine's going, like, "Hey, I could use a sidekick," and and Iron Man's coming
talking a little trash.
Talking trash. So let's go ahead and try it out. Here we go.
So there. Oh my gosh! Boom. And then it just blows up the entire world. So it looks like you also get like a big buff effect too.
You do. So Iron Man comes in. He flies in. The War Machine repulsor and the Iron Man repulsor collide in the middle.
Of course.
Start creating
totally anime style.
Yeah, exactly.
This gets bigger and bigger.
Big sphere implodes. It causes a hotspot on the ground, deals a bunch of damage, and War Machine gets this offensive buff here.
That is a lot of things.
I think we're still working on the stats on the buff. I don't think it's been quite tuned yet.
Okay.
But he will get a big buff as a result of that. Whew, that is a lovely ult.
So we also made a lot of improvements to the visuals of that ult. So people have, I think, mostly only seen the older one.
Yeah,
I think that was in testing for like over a week. So I think it's only been in for like a day or so.
I think one day had the finalized visuals. The rest were all kind of placeholder.
Right.
Like I remember Iron Man originally just kind of like went like he didn't.
Right. It wasn't finished yet.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that wasn't finished.
So if you were seeing that feedback, hopefully this is a much better version. Let us know what you think.
It's awesome.
I love it.
I'm very excited.
Whew, okay, I think that is all for War Machine.
Let's zoom in on him, check him out. Oh, let's check out his costume as well. So we also have the Age of Ultron costume. I don't think you purchased it yet. You can jump into the store really quick.
Do we have it available?
It should be available. Oh, this bug is still there. Boom. Yes. So Austin, thank you very much for taking care of us. So we also have the Age of Ultron costume. So it's the War Machine Mark II.
Oh yeah.
Which I really want a figure of.
And
it's so cool.
Interestingly enough, the shoulder pod is on the opposite side.
So this one is the one that, if you look at his back, we actually put the detail where it actually moves across his back too. Like it actually it'll move back and forth, and his some of his animations will actually move it around and stuff. It's pretty cool. I love it. Yeah. So he's got
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
he's
got like one of his emotes.
His emotes do it. So it's actually rigged to do that.
Yeah.
So that's a twin-linked machine gun. It looks like a laser gun, but it's a twin-linked machine gun on his back.
Yeah, it's got the hinge. That's
right. Yeah,
it
slides back and forth. But our War Machine has a missile pod on that side, so he wouldn't want to shoot his missiles with a machine gun.
I also have to give a shout out to the tech artists and engineers who pulled this off of. If you notice, War Machine's auto gun. If he was trying to fire at you, for example, if I was War Machine, my shoulder gun was trying to fire over at you, it would just kind of like clip through his head. But they added the hinge that just smoothly goes right over the top of his head to make sure.
It actually goes through.
Yep, it has this hydraulic hinge thing.
This costume turned out
very
so well.
Fancy way of solving that problem.
Does he still have the thing where his arc reactor glows?
Yeah.
Because have you noticed that I think it's different for each costume?
Well,
that's not it. Oh, that's not it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Oh.
I think I see. So change to the initiative costume. I thought I saw a cool change there. Yes, his eyes glow now.
Oh,
because
that's
he
awesome.
does not have an arc reactor invisible in that costume.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
So his eyes get the sweet red. That makes me almost like that costume more now. Like I really like the Age of Ultron one, but
man,
the eyes is so
great.
cool.
Oh, we kind of skipped over this power. Arc reactor enhancement on Iron Man gives him bonus damage based on suit power, which gives him a very unique itemization path in our game. And we wanted to make a spin on that for War Machine, so he also has a version of that. So if you toggle it on, you increase your suit cost power for all your powers, but you get a big damage rating buff, and passively you will get a conversion that converts your suit power total into damage rating. So you want to itemize things like maybe McCran Crystal and other high spirit items to take advantage of that.
If you want to take advantage of that for your build. That makes sense. That's cool. We could take, but we have Cable to show off because he's also got.
We have a lot of things to show off.
I know we got to get through it. Let me check time.
Oh geez, we got
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Ugh.
So
we gotta get through
let's
so
take
much
a
more.
break for the team up really quick. Let's show off our new team up that's coming out this week as well with this pack. Well, you can go do it right from the roster. He's right at the top.
Hey, Carnage.
Unlock.
How's it going?
So we got Carnage himself here. Let's summon him in.
Unfortunately, he's level 1.
We'll do a quick show off. It's fine.
I don't know if I have
Just summon him in.
Is there a team up level up potion in Destiny?
You can also just use regular potions.
Hey, Carnage.
Oh, his voice is so good. I don't know if we don't have game sound on, unfortunately. Oh, that sucks. We didn't have game sound on the whole time, so they never. They never heard all those explosions.
Come here, Carnage. Let's see it by yourself. Yeah.
He's so awesome.
I love the visuals that just
they did the crazy
time.
tentacles and stuff. That was all based on like community feedback, of course.
It looks very comic book like.
He's so ridiculous. So he's voiced by D. Bradley Baker, who not only is like one of the most prolific voice actors of all time, but voices Carnage in the '90s animated series, as well as a few other things, including current Ultimate Spidey. So this is fully like classic Carnage, as he should be. Our Carnage is actually the Axis version of Carnage. That's worth noting. So this is Carnage acting
when he's a good guy.
Well, arguably he's acting heroically, although maybe very misguided. So we're gonna show off his some goodness.
I've got some powers now.
Let him do some damage. Oh, what the heck! That was awesome.
Oh, he just threw an axe
throw and the big swipe. He does all kinds of crazy stuff with his tentacles, his tendrils, as well as his claws and his axe.
He forms his hand into pretty much any bladed weapon you can think of.
He gets pretty obscene.
Oh,
I love that. He gets like the hooks, like the Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Chasing the car.
Overarching hooks. Oh, he's
so
good.
Ridiculous. Use one more. Let's see if we can get his signature right.
Sure.
Let's use one more of those potions. That should get him there. I love his jump, his attack, his leaping attack. Did we get him there?
Not quite.
Oh, it's 60? I forgot. I thought it was 52 for some reason.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh,
nice.
Yes.
So he turns his hand into full-on like blades and just does
a double
murder
spin that pretty much instant kills anything. The damage on that is going to be crazy.
He gets some work done. He is so much fun. Who are you going to run Carnage with? I'm definitely going to start using it. He's so much fun. His voiceover is so funny and obscene.
I think Venom is going to be that's going to be the Venom team up forever. It's maybe Spidey, but I don't know. Spidey has a decent number of options, though.
Of course.
Venom doesn't really have anybody but Carnage, I think. Even though, do they really done much together?
Venom and Carnage?
Yeah.
They've teamed up a few times, but they mostly hate each other.
Yeah, sort of thought.
They've tried to kill each other, I think, more times than they've teamed up.
They've teamed up, okay.
But they've still, when things got there, they tried to kill Toxin together. The team doesn't try to kill Carnage's son, or child. They don't really have gender, but Cletus Cletus swears that the Carnage symbiote is female.
Huh.
He's very convinced.
But he doesn't know.
I mean, I don't think anybody knows. I don't know. I take his word for it because he talks to it.
I could watch Carnage go
I really like his stuff. Yes. So we can move to Cable. We actually have a little video to show off. Before we talk about him boringly, we want to show him kick butt awesomely.
So hopefully this works. First time we've done a video in stream.
Yeah,
here we
it's
go.
Gonna be a little weird.
Here we go. Oh wait, will it have audio? Audio in stream?
If you turn on the game video, right? Yeah, turn on the game audio, and turn it up a bit, and then now try the video.
All right, here we go.
So, wait! Don't click the wrong thing.
No, it's this one.
12. Okay, just make sure.
I don't cause trouble. I end it. Damn straight. This could get a little noisy.
But it's awesome.
Time to rewrite some history.
Let's see if they talk about audio.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, get out of here. What are you doing? So that also got to show off his Marvel Now costume.
I think I accidentally just did the wrong thing.
Yes, you accidentally definitely did the wrong thing.
Whoops.
Ooh! It just went up. Anyway, let's show off...
We'll get to that soon.
Let's show off Cable. Let's show off him for real.
Oh, Cable, man.
He has so much new stuff, it makes my head spin.
Was Cable a character in our game before? Because it feels like we just launched a brand new one.
He
has so much new stuff.
He has an insane amount of new stuff.
So much new stuff. I think he has...
Like, just even in terms of powers and visuals, just... We changed much about him.
I don't think there's a single visual. Maybe his teleport didn't visually change.
No, I don't think his teleport changed.
But that's like it. That's pretty much the only power.
Maybe his blast, his rapid fire? I actually don't know. Let's find out.
No, I think that stayed the same.
Yeah, that's the same. So things that people liked stay the same. So let's get through his guns. So Cable, this is his level 52 review. He's the second to last one. So if you're not familiar with the level 52 review, if you're new to the game or you're just watching for the first time, if you've never heard of Marvel Heroes, we do a thing where we're going back through every character since launch and some a little bit after launch, redoing their visuals, their powers, bringing up to the closest to the modern standard of what we consider Marvel Heroes to be now.
Indeed.
Not in terms of just we're not talking about necessarily tuning, because we do that anyway. We're doing that totally separately. This is in terms of what a character should feel like, should play like, how their mechanics should work, using everything that we've gained since launch. So much new tech, more artists, all kinds of crazy stuff. So let's go. Let's do it. This has been so heavily anticipated for so long. So Cable or Deadpool are our last two.
Yes.
And Cable is up.
He's
on deck.
For today, it's the Cable show. So what we wanted to do with Cable...
People don't believe that you actually screwed up that scene.
Oh, I totally did.
No. Anyway, so let's actually show off the new costume before we even get it. Yeah, it's in there. It's in there.
Costumes.
Boom. Cable Marvel Now. Also, perhaps definitely his most anticipated and requested costume by the community. That's why he's getting it for his review.
Look at that claw.
Oh, look at the claw. Look at the eye too.
He's
got the full glowing eye. He's got an eye patch.
That is intense.
Yeah, he's got the full robot hand. Look, so the robot hand is holding the gun, not him.
That is great.
So he controls it like a grabby claw, and it is holding the gun for him.
That is awesome.
So it is so slick. It's such a good... This is my favorite costume. One of the favorites in the game. It is so well done.
Just when I thought Cable couldn't get over any more over the
top.
Have
you not really seen it up close?
I've not seen it in game. No.
It's so good.
I saw the artwork for it.
I noticed one other thing didn't change. His gun is still the same because he has a really cool, unique gun.
One of his guns didn't.
He did get a new.
He actually got several new guns.
Yeah, he did. I saw one yesterday that was like, what is that? I don't even remember that.
Would that be the pistol?
I mean, that was weeks ago. But yes, the pistol. I forgot about it. Anyway, let's go through it. So he's got a big, giant, super 90s over-the-top pistol. Let's zoom in on it. It's the Phase Magnum, right?
Yes, that is the Phase Magnum.
It is a ridiculous,
giant
straight off of a
thing.
Cable cover, I believe.
It is, like a 90s cover of some kind.
And he's got it, over his back.
Yep. We wanted to add this because we were positioning his former basic attack pulse rifle as a spirit spender because people really love that power, and one of the things that was missing from his kit prior to that was a ranged single target spirit spending power, but anything we could come up with wasn't as good or as fun as pulse rifle, so we decided to upgrade that and instead install a new basic attack, which is why the Phase Magnum is around.
So you got a brand new gun.
What
the heck was that?
I misclicked. But we'll go on to that one right now. He also
tease.
He also has...
he's getting totally 90s guns, somebody pointed out.
Totally 90s guns, yes. I love his totally 90s guns. The next one is also inspired by a lot of the covers, and I believe Cable and Deadpool had several of these shots with him with submachine guns.
Of course, yeah.
So that's where these guys come from.
Also, like it's like Soldier X. Oh my God! When the robot arm holds it, it's so absurd.
It doesn't. How does it even fit?
That is so good.
That's amazing.
So he's just firing off so many lasers.
Yep, and this replaced his old plasma barrage power, which was just like a light cone.
The old cone.
Yeah, it definitely had a nice
I love
visual
how
upgrade.
He's so like stoic
so
when
90s.
He does it. He's just like, let's do this. It is full on like comic book keyframe.
Yeah,
like it is. Awesome. I'm very excited about this. I don't know why I'm geeking out so much just about Cable's animations.
Vortex Grenade got a little bit of a visual
upgrade.
Got a
nice visual upgrade. Looks like a little more of a vortex.
More sci-fi.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay.
Viper Beam. Everyone has been waiting for this one. Viper Beam. This is a new area clear power for normal Cable, we'll call him.
Okay.
We'll get to that later. But for right now, this is the beauty of Viper Beam. And it is just a massive death ray, and you can hold it for as long as you want. This is a alternative to the much wider cone SMGs.
It's got the snake beam,
right? But it only fires straight ahead. So a choice of how you want to clear the room. If you want to do it with the bit slower turning Viper Beam,
more of a beam,
or you want to use the awesome SMGs. I'm more a fan of the SMGs.
I
know you guys like the Viper Beam, but
I like the
SMG. His former concussion blast was kind of a weird power in his kit. It was like a slow heat-seeking projectile that wasn't able to really follow to the target you wanted to hit. So we've upgraded that to be a targeted AoE that always goes to where you want it to go every time.
Oh, and not new color as well. It's more Cable's. Cable got his own color, so that is a big change.
All of Cable's stuff is now in like a neon blue sort of.
That's cool. It makes sense for him. It's definitely his kind of thing.
First, I'm going to go ahead, since we're talking about this anyway, we might as well, we're going to jump around his trees a little bit. So, Cable has specializations that are one of the biggest we've done because they completely changed the character. One of the things that we noticed in community feedback was that you, the players, some of you really wanted Cable to be like this 90s gun-toting, as you mentioned, like keyframe gun user,
right?
And that's it. That's all you wanted to do.
Or Soldier X is also a really important time in his career where he basically only used guns, or he heavily relied on guns.
And a lot of people like that.
Right. Totally understandable.
And then
that was an awesome period.
There was also a lot of players that wanted us to bring in an unused weapon previously called the Scimitar, which is this awesome spear that we haven't utilized before, and we were like. We saw the need for that, but we also saw that some people didn't want to use it.
For the record, I still don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I think it's Scimitar because it's psychic.
It has to be Scimitar.
It could also be Scimitar, but spelled with a P. It's very stupid.
I'm going with Scimitar. I like Scimitar. I'm sticking with my guns on that one.
I say Scimitar as well. I just wanted to make it clear that I've never heard it said out loud.
And then lastly, there is you can bring up probably the exact reference, but a point where Cable was more like the mental overlord and.
Oh right, during Cable and Deadpool when he had his own island and he was super powerful, had full TK, I guess I wouldn't say he fully unlocked his TK abilities because they probably could go even further. But that was the time when he basically fought Silver Surfer to a standstill using his TK and telepathy and just became a total butt kicker and just blasted everything and didn't rely on guns really that much anymore because he didn't have to.
Didn't need them.
He could just blow things up with his brain.
You probably didn't need him anyway. It's just kind of how he is. Just how he rolls.
Yeah. Yeah, Cable's kind of funny in that way. Like, he's always a pretty strong psychic from a tactical sense.
So what we did with Cable, looping back to the point, he has 3 specializations that essentially transform him into 4 different characters. So no specialization has access to all of these powers. All the powers that you see up here, it plays out very similarly to how he is right now on live, where he stacks dots using Vortex Grenade and Psychic Barrier. And Psychic Haze as well. He just stacks these dots up, and that's how he plays.
More dots.
Not too dissimilar from live. However, if you want to explore the new worlds of Cable that exist, the ones that we were just talking about, you can choose one of these specializations, which will actually lock out a lot of the powers that is not in the tree that you're in.
But
so
also upgrades some power.
Also upgrades and unlocks a keystone power that is unique to that build.
Huh.
So Ordnance Discipline here. Changes some things about the tree. I won't go through every single one, but the 2 key notes are Hyper Viper Beam becomes unlocked, instead of Viper Beam. So now you have the hyper version of it, which is a...
Tell me more.
It is a cooldown power and a force channel, but it does massively higher damage. So it also changes the visuals to be...
let's see that visual. Okay. So you're getting the much bigger, more insane...
Bigger, intense beam.
It's purple now.
And then you also unlock the particle accelerator, which was inspired by the 90s cartoons, the X-Men cartoons. He uses this in several scenes in there. And what this does, you fire it against a single target.
I remember those scenes.
I love this power so much. I went through several iterations in Destiny, and I'm very happy with where it is now. You fire at a target, the target gets a dot. When the dot expires or the target is defeated, then he explodes. And then every single target that got hit by that explosion also gets a dot that also explodes. So
it's just like a chaining dot.
It is amazing.
That's awesome.
So this is what it looks like. We'll shoot at that guy. So he's burning up. He's burning. And he explodes.
Okay.
Boom.
And then now everybody has it.
That
is super
And then
fun.
they explode again.
So that is just a... Can you go highlight the power? So just to get an idea of how it works, it's just a single shot cooldown.
Single shot cooldown, but everything else happens afterwards.
Right.
So again, one target, dot, explode, more dots, more explosions.
So you can kind of fire and forget.
Yeah, this works really well.
How many times can it chain?
Just one chain. So the first target, his explosion causes the chain.
Gotcha. It's a very good thing.
It is. Well, it can't chain infinitely. Otherwise, we'd have it like chaining down entire PCZs.
Probably break the game.
You probably, yeah.
You'd walk into a midtown and
shoot
everybody
once and
would have a dot.
It's just every like circling around the block. Anyway, yeah, this is great in places like Patrol Zones, Cosmic Midtown. I was watching someone test it in HoloSim, and it was just evaporating entire guys.
As you do.
This is great.
Oh, HoloSim would be super fun.
Yeah, with hundreds of guys spawn at once.
Those waves are so fun to try out AoE powers.
Yes. So that's the Chrono Soldier build. Next, we'll talk about the Great Scimitar that we haven't seen at all yet.
This is the first. Well, we saw it a bit in the trailer, which is super ridiculous.
Yes.
Great job in the trailer, Nick. He's off screen right now. Nathan, okay, our new video guy, newish. He's been here for quite a while now.
So we'll use one power just to get it out and take a look at it.
I love the arm.
Well, the arm just hanging there. It's intense.
So awesome. So this as a weapon is something that it's a spear, and he knows how to use it, but he also channels his psychic energy through it.
Right.
It's actually a conduit for psychic energy for him. So that is a super important thing to talk about when discussing how he uses it.
Yeah, when he attacks, he doesn't really hit people with it as much as he uses it to project his own mental energy, which is why it deals mental damage.
Right.
So this is his single target spender in this tree, which is a series of slashes with the dog.
So he's getting in there and getting some work done.
He also has Scimitar Sweep,
which is nice actually PvE kind of clears.
We'll have to write that down for a bug fix, but it's a lot larger than that area would intend. It's quite a bit big. Impaling Thrust is a long-range poke, so if there's someone outside the range of the rest of your powers, you can still get to him with the Impale.
Let's see the Impale.
And 1 second.
Boom. Okay.
So range guy shooting you don't need
How far does it go? Does it go just to where anywhere your mouse goes, or is that the maximum
That's the max range.
Okay, so it's like a mid-range.
Right.
Nice.
But it is longer than the rest of his
Right. So in general, Scimitar is not even fully a melee. It's actually like
it's definitely mid-range.
Closer to like Ghost Rider with chains.
Exactly. That was what we were going for. It's the more mid-range Ghost Rider, Mr. Fantastic kind of
Dhalsim. No, I'm just kidding.
And his keystone power is the Scimitar Slam, where he telekinetically lifts the spear into the air and then slams it back down.
I remember when this was born. I love it. He just slam dunks it into them.
Yeah.
He spikes it.
And that is only available if you are the full Scimitar build, which means you're locked out of the gun and the mental powers because you want to fully load on that Scimitar. We'll see it one more time.
So you're the Ascani son.
You're the Ascani son.
You're representing the Ascani.
Next up, we'll take a look at some of his mental powers here.
You can't activate a specialization while in combat, Mike May.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. There we go.
There you go. I'm glad with that. I didn't even know we had that in, but I'm glad it did because that was part of it. All right, let's show it off. So what do we got from mental? These are just fully mind powers.
So we have the new and improved Psychic Haze, which is a combination of Psychic Trap and Psychic Haze from the live version. So it immobilizes them, and deals the dot, and slows them, and deals base damage. It's everything.
He's an all.
It does all the things.
A little bit of everything kind of guy.
Mental build also didn't really have a spender for their tree. It was a lot of layers and utility, but didn't really have a core power to use. So we took a comic panel. Again, unfortunately, I don't know the exact panel.
I don't know.
But we shoot psychic bullets out of his face.
I know what it is, but I don't remember the panel. They are actually mine bullets.
They're actually mine bullets.
He's firing mine bullets, Mike.
Mine bullets. The name is...
It's fully mine bullets. It can never change.
It can never change. That's the best name ever.
It's succinct, straightforward. It's beautiful. I really want that power. That can be used by any build, correct?
Yes.
Oh,
a lot of these powers can be used by any build. It's just the layer mechanics get taken away. So, like for example,
so you can't make an entire Okay.
If I'm playing the Scimitar build, Psychic Haze will lose its dot component, but it'll still have its immobilized. It'll still have its slow and its damage.
So tactically speaking, you might still want it.
Exactly. We've actually seen a lot of cases where these utility powers are being included in builds. A great example is, we'll talk about this next power here, the Psionic Decoy? Which one is that? There we go. Psionic Illusion. Where Cable creates an illusion of himself that distracts enemies.
It's like a nice misdirect.
And that has been found as very useful for gun spec players, Chrono Soldier players, because it groups all the guys up, so then you can particle accelerate them and get a bigger chain reaction. Yeah,
it's fun. It's some fun interaction there.
Yep. So it's not like you only restrict it to one tree. You still can use the utility powers out of the other trees. His psychokinetic wall got a nice visual upgrade.
I like the animation
almost
too.
like the mind trick there.
Yeah. No, so this used to be just the 4 little hotspots.
I think it was like
or 5.
10. It was a lot. And just little circles. It didn't really feel like a constructed wall.
Right. Now he makes an actual wall of mind power.
Yep.
Oh, that is beautiful, actually. It's so holy looking.
Yeah. Telekinetic repulsion got a little bit of a rework. It now activates automatically when enemies are nearby and does a lot more damage per hit. So if we walk right by this guy, bonk, it deals the AoE. And the utility of that changes based on your spec. For example, we don't want players in Scimitar build to constantly be knocking away their targets. So the knockback gets removed if you're in Scimitar.
Nice.
And there's a lot of different utility that goes on there.
Well, whereas a gun guy might want all of his targets to not stand next to him and punch him in the face.
Exactly.
It's like this weird thing that's in the game.
And lastly, Telekinetic Overload is his keystone power for the mental build.
Okay.
And he lifts up a group of enemies in an area and then slams them back to the ground.
Cool.
So it's a instant guaranteed knockup for crowd control.
Of course.
And then a big damage pack as well.
Can we show it off against the dummies?
I don't think the dummies get knocked up, unfortunately.
They might. Let's try it. I don't remember if we ever changed it.
Nope, they can't. Can't get knocked up.
Everything flies up in the air.
In the real game, you'll see them get launched up and crushed. I believe the illusions also will attack.
Oh, they actually use mine. They use like powers. I didn't even realize they attacked.
They attack because I'm mental spec.
Oh.
Otherwise, they would just
not
be
only are they illusions, but they are actually mental projections of Cable.
Right. So
they are really out there doing good stuff.
Yep. And actually, of course, that's coming from him. He's the one attacking. But
of course, that's what I mean. Yeah. That's pretty ridiculous.
So I want to talk about his signature and ultimate.
Of course, that is I think people always love to see those.
So his old ultimate became his signature, and we did a couple of things. We made it super fast before he was locked into the animation for a long time, and now he just he teleports to the future, grabs the bomb, goes to the location, drops it off, and then goes back to the past and right to where he was done with. So it's
very complicated.
It's very complicated.
Let's just see what it does.
Yeah. That's it.
So
yep. So he went to the future, grabbed the bomb, teleported in, dropped it off, and then teleported back.
And blows everything up.
Nice. Simple to the point.
Simple is a word I would not use.
It is very complex.
It's a little complex
in terms of a story, but in terms of a power, it is a single damage packet at the place you want it to be.
Makes sense. So I like how it's not based off you either. Yeah, you can place it.
Yeah, you can place it wherever you want. Also, its damage type gets switched based on your specs. So if you are all mental damage, then it deals all mental damage. So
that's important.
It immediately weaves right in with
what happens if you are no spec?
Then it deals half and half. It deals 50% mental, 50% energy.
So it allows you to take use hybrid items.
Correct. And it'll trigger both. And then lastly, the brand new ultimate, my favorite thing of Cable, so much fun, is the Grey Malkin.
The Grey Malkin is, of course,
orbital space station.
Of course.
That is, I don't believe in modern comics, right? I think didn't it die off a while back?
Oh yeah. Oh, you
it
mean
got
like
exploded.
Today? Yeah. I don't think it's around anymore. It definitely died. I don't know if he rebuilt it. I have not read the most recent Cable series where he's with X-Force.
So what this does is it tells the Greymalkin to deliver an orbital laser at a target location and also start bombarding the area. It tells him that
because why not?
This area needs to have weaponry in it now. And one of my favorite things about it is that the targeting the orbital beam can be redirected by activating Veteran Warrior.
Oh.
And Veteran Warrior is I believe, what was his power called before?
It was called
Eye of Weakness?
Eye for Weakness.
Yeah. So it caused weakness and vulnerability, and we just integrated that with one of his passives, so it's just always available.
So you can have it anytime you want.
Have it whenever you want. And it coordinates with the Greymalkin. So here we'll check it out.
The visual is so perfect for what it does.
It's beautiful.
That was a brilliant idea.
Greymalkin, we need you here.
So you get a giant orbital
laser beam.
And I'll start aiming that baby.
Go over there, Greymalkin.
Go over there.
Please.
Get over there.
Over here.
Oh, it's good.
It's stuck in because.
How does it get stuck?
No, the training room's too small. I gotta fix that.
Okay, we're gonna fix it. You're watching a bug in progress.
Bug in progress. That was unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm writing that down for you.
So, normally you're able
Greymalkin has collision.
Has collision, yeah. So, normally you'll be able to move the Greymalkin around using Veteran Warrior. It'll go wherever you want. It'll stay on that same target all the time.
Right. So you can just kind of order it around the battlefield and do a sweeping laser beam of death.
And what this is some of the ultimates that have these area of effects that can't move, sometimes the boss moves away, or sometimes you've already cleared that area and it feels like, oh, I had 10 seconds of it left and I couldn't really use it. Right. This is a great way to just send it down the road and say, go to the next group.
I can't believe we got stuck by a door. That's so sad.
I'm so sad by that.
Way to go.
I'll try. How about at the end of the stream we try to go back and do it again?
Right. We don't have that much time, but we can do that.
So that's Cable.
That's Cable in a nutshell. So
he's 4 characters and one has an amazing new ultimate. That's the
that
TLDR version.
That currently gets stuck by doors.
Gets stuck by a door.
I'm just trolling. We're gonna fix it. Probably. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, we already know it. Yeah, fixes in the pipeline. Exactly. That's so. I mean, the basics of him is we added tons of new weapons, new ways to use his psychic abilities, the scimitar. I can't believe how many new things he has.
I think more new weapons in total than any character we've done.
Punisher got a lot.
I don't know if we got more than Cable.
I don't know. I'll have to count.
It's on par. Probably on par.
They're close. Well, Deadpool's getting a lot,
Deadpool's getting a ton, too. So, yeah, we've been putting a lot of effort in these last few because I think we needed to save the best for last.
I think that is probably not true, but that they circumstantially just had weapons.
Are you saying Deadpool isn't the best?
I'm not going to say that.
He might have words with you over that.
I'm only saying that I think that the characters who have weapons definitely benefit more from an update because they visually get to have new weapons. We get to add a bunch of weapons. It's more obvious.
That's true.
It's more obvious.
It's very obvious when a Cable player in Midtown is doing this and you're like, whoa, what happened there?
What happened there? It's not just a beam out of the gun anymore. This is very different.
So I think we can start talking about some of the other stuff that we have, these lovely slides, yes?
Right. Is there anything you wanted to say about Deadpool? I know he's not finalized. Yet. He's still getting worked on. I can say that we did record a bunch of new interplay lines that are super ridiculous and funny. He has new dialogue because if you're reviewing Deadpool and you're not adding voiceover to him, that feels like a big mistake.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's Deadpool. So we brought Nolan North back in the studio.
He's been doing a lot of work lately.
Well, he also played Nastir for us.
Yeah.
Which he was awesome as, like such a cool take. And
I didn't even recognize him. It was very.
He pulled that out of nowhere. He was like, "What do you want for this?" I was like, "I don't know. Just I described him and showed him. I was like, just try something. Like, let's see what you have." And it was like, "That's it. That's the one." That's also true of. Yeah, we have a pretty cool. Our friends at Geek and Sundry are having Jennifer Hale on Friday, and she's going to announce something pretty cool that I don't want to announce here of who she's playing in Marvel Heroes 2015.
Ah, very nice.
I'm very excited for that. So they're going to be announcing that on Friday.
Props to Geek and Sundry. Always happy for them.
They are awesome. So somebody made a Destiny reference about Nolan North. So I also wanted to talk about, before we move on, now that we've shown off all this cool explosions and stuff, So, for those not in the know, this month specifically, so we're going to start it this month, but this year is the 50th anniversary of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
In Marvel Comics, which is awesome. I feel like we're not doing enough for that. Right? Like, hang on, hold your horses. We're not quite there yet. So over the next month,
I was just reading.
Oh, I know.
I'm good.
I'm just teasing. I'm sorry. So we could probably switch out of.
We can go back to us
because we don't need to look at Cable just like chilling with his sweet arm.
Sorry, all the numbers are different this time, so I'm going to have to get him back in.
We're going to do some cool stuff for S.H.I.E.L.D. over the next month. We're also going to do something for the opposite side of that coin, but we're not going to talk about that yet.
Not yet.
But we are doing stuff.
I like the S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff.
The S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff is cool.
Really cool.
But we're not just doing the stuff we're about to show you, which is visual. We are also doing some upgrades on S.H.I.E.L.D. items.
Oh, nice.
And some other cool buffs like that. There's something that you have an idea for that I want to talk to you about doing in the next month. Would you know what it is?
I do know what it is. Yes.
So we kind of want to celebrate S.H.I.E.L.D. over the next month or so. It's not like a super formal thing. It's more like...
just to celebrate.
Like, I don't know. I'm a huge fan of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, Jim Steranko's S.H.I.E.L.D. and Nick Fury stuff is some of the best comics of all time. I really want to celebrate in the game. This month, August, was the 50th anniversary. It's so awesome to me. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3 is going to have Secret Warriors, which is one of my favorite, one of the best comic books ever. You should read it if you haven't done it. Jonathan Hickman's so good. They just casted Lash from the Inhumans as a new Inhuman character. It's very cool. It's like a brand new character in the less than 2 years old, coming to TV already.
I'm really excited that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has become like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. / Inhumans show. That's where they're slowly using that to creep in.
Yeah, they're doing some awesome stuff there. So other companies are also doing some cool stuff with S.H.I.E.L.D. Like everybody's kind of, it feels like now we're starting to get into the swing of things. I just showed off, or we just talked about recently, they're doing like a Nick Fury HeroClix set and like all kinds of cool stuff. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is coming out. Loot Crate had that height. Did you see the thing that came in the Loot?
I haven't checked it yet.
Oh, it's so good. Anyway, it's S.H.I.E.L.D. It's sort of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I'll
related.
check
We'll
it when I
get
back.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
Sitting on a table.
That's a very big spoiler, so people really they don't want that stuff spoiled. So we want to chip in too. We want to give you guys some cool upgrades and buffs, and also the chance to celebrate S.H.I.E.L.D. too. So we are releasing very soon, maybe this week. Hang on. Which one should we start with?
That one.
Yes, start here, not there. We already showed this one off on accident. We're releasing a new fortune card, which features some pretty sweet S.H.I.E.L.D. variants, including a team-up variant of S.H.I.E.L.D., of Spider-Woman. This is from Time Runs Out, the Jonathan Hickman Avengers stuff, which is awesome. So this is basically an 8 months forward of Spider-Woman working with S.H.I.E.L.D., a S.H.I.E.L.D. themed outfit. We also have another costume that we want to show off. You have to do some manual science here.
You want to do this one?
No, let's... oh, no, yeah, you're right. So we also have a new pet that also comes in this fortune card of Rob, which, if you guys aren't familiar, is...
Educate me, I'm not familiar.
He was designed to help out Hulk working for S.H.I.E.L.D. Didn't work out. Hulk did not a fan. So our Marvel Now Hulk costume is... This is the same book.
I can see it looks like the same armor that he's got.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
He floats around, and he's pretty cute and awesome. He doesn't talk, because I don't know what he would sound like, but...
He just gives him blips and woolies.
Yeah, he does some cool stuff. So he's going to float around. You can have him floating around with you. Then we have something kind of special that I want to make a small half announcement for, because we're going to make a full announcement this weekend on PAX. So, number 3. So this is Captain Marvel in a S.H.I.E.L.D. costume.
Whoa, Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
So, you notice it doesn't say something else anywhere on this screen. It only says Captain Marvel.
Because this is Captain Marvel.
That's Captain Marvel. That's all I have to say. So we're going to have an announcement at PAX, and if you think that this is the only way to get a maskless Captain Marvel, you should wait for that announcement, because you'll be very happy. So this is just a variant that is based on the same book, Time Runs Out. So
I see.
So it's also we even have another one from that same storyline of all these cool S.H.I.E.L.D. variants.
I love the hair on Captain Marvel here.
She's so
awesome.
Amazing. She's so awesome. So there's something special for Captain Marvel fans coming that I can't say yet, but you're going to be very happy. We also have Hawkeye from the same storyline. He had a robot freaking arm, and we still never found out why.
Wait,
but it's awesome. He has a full-on Winter Soldier arm.
Has this become the month of robot arms? Because Cable got one too.
Yeah, and it's just Cyborg month, really.
Yeah,
because War Machine's also a cyborg. So he totally looks... He does look a little bit like Wesker, which I respect. So, like, as you see, these are all just like homages to an awesome storyline with different versions of costumes that are that are in game, but with sweet coloring and we wanted to celebrate S.H.I.E.L.D. We wanted to do something special for those costumes, give them, because apparently not a lot of characters in the Marvel Universe have S.H.I.E.L.D. versions of their costumes.
Even though a lot of them have worked with S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, they usually wear the same stuff. Because everybody looks awesome, so why change your costume?
Now, can I get all of this in this fortune card?
These are in the S.H.I.E.L.D. fortune card, and we're going to have something special coming later. And we also have another. Let's pull it back to us. Then we're done with the S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff. Rocket needs that robot arm. That's true. There's another joke to make.
Yet another one.
I wonder. I just got a really good idea.
Can we do unique costume override?
Yes, we can, from
banter?
voiceover.
Whoa,
yes,
nice.
we can. That was my idea. Is that I need Rocket Raccoon to refer to everybody in our game that has a robot arm for that costume. Anyway, so the other things I wanted to talk about is that GameStop.com right now just put up a Carnage trailer, and
nice.
It has the Green Jelly Carnage song from Maximum Carnage in it.
What?
It's the best thing of all time. You have to check it out. If you're a fan of Maximum Carnage, we have that song in this trailer.
That is amazing.
I am so excited. I'm so excited. That game is really hard.
As a kid,
I could never beat that game, but I love it still. I also love Separation Anxiety, which is arguably harder, where you can play as Venom right off the bat.
I thought it was a little easier, to be honest.
Really? Maybe I got them flipped.
Yeah,
I got them as a kid. I literally didn't know the difference. I was like, "What? Why does it seem like the same game twice?"
It pretty much was.
It was. They had the same enemies and everything.
Yeah,
that's why it was so confusing. It was like one of them I can start as Venom, the other one I have to wait. Anyway.
I always wondered why wasn't that 2-player co-op? That was what I was always sad about.
I didn't have any friends. No, I'm just kidding. I would have played with my brother. So also on this Sunday at 3 p.m., if you are near PAX Prime, we have a panel there. And that is where you can find out more about what I just said about Captain Marvel, which is very good news. Don't be sad. Trust me.
And I believe Bentley Giant will be there.
Yeah, Bentley Giant will be there. Chris Baker will be there. And David Brevik will be there. I'm not going this time. I'm sorry. I know.
Little con down.
I am con down.
A lot of cons that year.
I've done a lot this year, and I have stuff going on this weekend and all kinds of crazy stuff. I wish I could be there, though, because I've dreamed about going to PAX for years. I really want to go to Seattle. I really want to go to PAX. And it looks awesome. But I'm not going to be
Maybe
there.
Next year.
But I'm excited for Ben. It's his first con. You can go ask him questions. You can yell at him. Go see how bent his legs are. They're not bent at all. They're not really long.
He's a tall dude.
What else do we have? Do we have any other fun stuff? Oh, who's next? Who's next?
We have this thing that we haven't
let's pull that up before we go. So, we told you can go watch the trailer now. We showed them off here. The Carnage team up.
The trailer is amazing, by the way. Please do go check it out.
Please watch
it is one of the best trailers we've ever done.
It is so good. Great job to you and your team. I don't know who created that one, but I'll just give it you. Okay, that was Nick. Both of you. Man, our trailers lately are so good. Oh my! I don't think they've seen the Punisher one yet, have they? I'm not sure. Maybe they did. I forget. I see these things early, so I forget when they come out. Yeah. And then we also have Worm Chains up for pre-order, and you get the Age of Ultron pack. So he is coming out. He's still up for pre-order until very soon because he comes out very soon.
Complete with red glowy eyes.
I love those eyes. They're so cool. I don't know why I like them so much.
Lastly, we also have this one here. Speaking of pre-orders and pre-sale packs, we have the
Wave 3. Have the Wave 3, which has so the next 3 characters, obviously, which as of right this moment is War Machine, Kitty Pryde, Blade in that order. So the next time we see you guys, hopefully, maybe
Kitty Pryde,
we might be showing you Kitty Pryde. And if not, it'll be the time right after that.
And hopefully, I'm going to go back to us.
Whoop.
Welcome back. Hopefully in that time we'll also be showing off something I have been dying to show players, and I've been playtesting it all the time. This is the best thing I've ever seen in our content, which is Danger Room. It is
so good.
Very, very close to being shown, able to be shown off.
I'm so excited.
There's so much cool stuff.
We've shown off some visuals of the sweet. The rooms transforming.
Oh, the rooms transforming, yep.
But they haven't seen anything.
They haven't seen any of the hazards yet.
The hazards, oh my god, they're so ridiculous.
If you follow me on Twitter, I posted a picture of one of the hazards that one of the art teams sent me that is going in-game. It is beautiful. It is a giant wrecking ball.
You spoiled that?
I did.
You spoiled that?
I totally spoiled that.
With the special Easter egg?
With the special Easter egg, yeah.
You shouldn't do that.
I totally did that. I couldn't resist. It was too good.
I'm very sad.
He
already did, apparently. Doom Saw already spoiled it. Anyway, He's the one
who told me to do it.
That is one of the best things ever.
It is amazing. It is very low chance. Honestly, the reason I spoiled it is because it's cool, but it happens so fast. One of our designers
was trying to make it happen, and it was like, I didn't see anything.
Yeah, that's kind of the reason I spoiled it, is because it was a cool concept, but you don't really see it because it goes too fast.
That's okay, though. That's what an Easter egg should be. It's hard to see, but rewarding to your soul.
Oh, God. He said he spoiled something else by accident. I have no idea what it is, but I cannot wait for that. Danger Room's going to be great. Can't wait to show you guys.
So we can probably show that off next live stream.
I hope so.
Because it is fully playable.
It's 100% playable.
I've played it like 5 times.
We're doing tuning and iteration and things like that on it. It has a whole new hub. It has a new NPC. Yeah. It's got Danger in it.
She talks to you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has voiceover.
Yep, it's amazing.
She has some cool voiceover. She has her robot voice.
A lot of polish going into that one, and I'm very excited for it.
You're also working on some super duper secret stuff.
Super secret sauce stuff, yes. I don't know how much of that we've talked about.
Let's assume then.
Yeah.
We'll wait for next time.
Isn't some of it at PAX, maybe? Never know. Well, my lips are sealed for now, but hopefully next time.
We won't be able to show Secret Invasion for a while, but PAX will definitely have a lot of cool stuff. We'll be showing off some really cool stuff at PAX for Secret Invasion. So if you are in that area, go to that panel, because it is totally worth. I'm jealous that I'm not there. Actually, it's going to be so fun to talk about.
Yeah.
Good luck, Ben.
But Ben is very.
He's in capable hands.
He's built a lot of that stuff.
Yeah,
he probably knows more than we do.
When they asked,
it
was like, if you don't go, who would go in your stead? I was like, well, we're talking a lot about content, and I know a guy who is going to be taking over all of the content from Marvel Heroes. So, all right. I think we're done. We've talked for it.
We're 10 minutes over schedule, but that's fine.
That's fine.
So do we want to wrap this up immediately, or do some Q&A, or just end it?
I don't know. It feels like, what is my shirt? My shirt is a Venom, Spider-Man with Hobgoblin, Green Goblin, Rhino, and Lizard, which you can't see.
It's a lot of dudes.
That is what my shirt is. If they have any questions, I mean, we can answer some quick questions.
We just usually end the show with Q&A, but we don't have to.
I wrote something down, but I must have already said it.
Oh! I made a promise that I'm going to keep.
What's your promise?
Cable Ultimate.
What are you going to do? Oh, you're going to show it?
We're going to show it again.
Actually work
without being in the doorway.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Here we go. There it goes.
Oh, it's snappy.
Meow.
I like the idea that you can sweep it back and forth and just murder everything in the room. So collision issue aside, it's actually very snappy.
Yes. When you have line of sight, it's actually pretty good. Okay. Just wanted to show that off before we ended the stream.
Well, you will be at TwitchCon. I should check. I got an offer to go there just to kind of scope it out and check out what's going on. We're not doing anything official there. It's very close. It's like 20 minutes away.
Yeah, it's not.
I might could. I don't know if anybody else would go.
I'd go with you.
Somebody, Doomsaw said, talk about defense ideas for later in the year.
Oh, sure.
Just the ideas. Don't talk about them. Just anything specific.
It's just a project that we've been paper designing for several months now. We will be implementing it hopefully before the end of the year. And what the goal of that project is to make defense and dodge more rewarding and valuable to itemize for, so they are better choices for survivability items. So right now it's kind of dominated by the health and health regen world, and we want to expand that.
Well, and some other world, but
yeah, and a couple other stats. But we definitely want to make defense and dodge, which are kind of the two obvious survivability stats that you want. We want to make those more viable, especially for characters who predominantly rely on dodge. We want that to be more rewarding for them, so they can kind of just straight itemize dodge and have that be an option for them. They can just go health and dodge and kind of ignore defense if they want to do that.
Right.
And maybe for some characters that's the right decision. Like maybe Spider-Man is a character who doesn't want defense at all. He just wants
slows
dodge.
Him down. Too much armor.
Yep. And we don't want that to be as. Like, at one point in time, that was a thing, but it was so RNG-driven that you either were immune because you were dodging 80% of attacks, and then 1 out of 5 times you just got one shot, and that wasn't very fun.
We call it spiky.
Very spiky. So we want to...
You're either alive or you're dead. There was nothing in between.
Right, so that was definitely not a valid world to be in, so we want to... we don't want to go back to that world, but we definitely want to make dodge more valuable for those heroes.
Right.
And hopefully that'll be next few months sometime.
Yeah, I mean, and we also, I know that you personally are really invested in that because of a certain hero you are excited to make some changes to as well.
Oh, can we talk about that?
Yeah, you can talk about that.
Oh, yeah. Spider-Man's getting an update. Spoiler alert.
It's not like a huge 52 review. It's not like a big official fancy thing. It's
I would not call it
an update.
I would not call it a 52. I would call it a design update. We are giving him a few new powers, so that kind of breaks it out of the QOL section.
Right.
But we're giving him some new powers, some some of his stuff. One of the biggest ones is just simple, like his flight power. When we did Spider-Man, we didn't have the new web tech that Venom got, so now we're getting to go back and redo Spider-Man with all the new tech that we have. His flight looks fantastic. If you think Venom's looks good, just wait till you see Spider-Man's. It looks incredible.
Don't put down Venom, though. His is awesome.
His is awesome, but Spider-Man's is actually better.
All right. Hey, whoa. We don't use better here. No, I'm just kidding. That's awesome.
It's better because it's more fitting for Spider-Man. He does more agile stuff.
Venom is kind of, he's a little broody, then he does a flip every once in a while to show off, because he's kind of a jerk.
Right. Spidey totally does the just let go in the air and then reattach and start going again.
The drop. The other thing is that coming with Spider-Man is also going to be Spider-Gwen. Spider-Gwen. We're so excited for with Ashley Johnson voice, and she's so cool and looks so awesome.
Yep.
I'm so excited for her as a team-up.
As a team-up, she will be different from the Spider-Man team-up. It won't be just a skin like, for example, Thor and Beta Ray Bill. It'll be a very different character.
Yeah, it's not a variant. It's not a team-up variant like we just showed for Spider-Woman, where if you want to have S.H.I.E.L.D. Spider-Woman, it's going to be the same as Spider-Woman, gameplay-wise, but she looks different.
Whereas Spider-Gwen will have a different power set than Spider-Man and Back in Black Spider-Man does.
Awesome.
And that'll be probably within the next 1 to 2 months, I think. Nice. Currently scheduled. Don't hold me to that, but I think that's the current plan is 1 to 2 months from now.
Well, I think that is pretty much everything. We have so much going in.
We're probably still missing something.
We're like way over too.
Yeah, it's fine.
15 minutes. That's not too bad. And then Kitty Pryde, then Blade.
Kitty Pryde, Blade. We'll talk about them as we get
closer. I think Blade is he's got a lot.
Blade's design is fantastic. I can't wait for him too.
Yeah, I remember like when the designers who were working on it presented it to me, I was like, well, you have like every single power I could possibly think of. So I'm not going to give you any more ideas for new power.
We actually had to
I ended up saying we should cut some of these.
Yeah, we had to pluck some of the ones that weren't as like iconic and cool. I think his signature is going to be like one of the greatest things ever. The cake.
Oh yeah.
If we get that, we're trying for it.
So that's going to be good. It's going to be good. So. Sounds good, everybody. Everybody happy? Any other amazing questions? We had some good questions. Doomsaw was tanking most of them.
Yeah. All right, I think that's enough to wrap up the stream for today. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Always appreciated. And we'll hopefully see you in about a month.
Thanks a lot. No, I'd like to actually stream in like 2 weeks and see if we can show off Danger Room.
Works for me. Yeah.
I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, we could do a whole stream of just playing Danger Room.
I'm kind of liking the Wednesday. It's like New Comic Day.
Yeah, new stream day, new comic day.
New comic day, like new Marvel Heroes stream day.
Nice way to break up the week, too. It's fun.
I agree. Because Friday is always so stressful because I'm always so tired.
I know.
But, like, I feel peppy. I feel good. This was a good stream. Anyway, so we're actually live on Test Center. We've been playing on Test Center the whole time. So if you have Test Center, patch it up. You can try out any of these things. We'll be making forum threads. They're probably not made yet because I've been here and Doomsaw's been here. Whoops. So we'll be making forum threads. You can give feedback on any of this stuff and let us know what you think and what you like and all that, or would like to see changed.
And it'll be coming on Friday.
Yeah, we're shooting for Friday. Everything looks good so far. We were shooting for Thursday, but we wanted to make some changes to the stash.
Which you can Stash 2.0. It's coming.
Right. You can check out more of that on Test Center as well, and there's more changes coming. So we're awesome. You're awesome. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you hopefully in 2 weeks.
Yep. All right, guys.